Hi, I'm Katy Thoma, President and CEO of the Chico Chamber, and I am here today with City Manager Mark Orme, Chico City Manager Mark Orme, and Chris Daniels from Kirk's Jewelry. And Chris is here representing the Downtown Chico Business Association. And after the announcement that Butte County went to a red tier, after much hard work and commitment by the citizens of Chico, we were just thrilled. So I wanted to do a check-in with Mark and Chris, and what does that mean to the city of Chico? So I'm going to start with Mark and ask you to kind of weigh in and give some thoughts, and then we'll go to Chris and get a report from downtown, and maybe I'll kind of give an overall of what's happening in businesses throughout Chico. So Mark, what do you think about all this?
Yeah, I got up and did a backflip once I heard that we were shifting gears, and I knew it was bound to come sooner than later because we just bore witness to, on a regular, ongoing basis, folks doing the right thing, engaging in the right way. Our businesses were responding appropriately, and it just has been fantastic to see them be benefited by the reduction in the number of cases being experienced. And so heading to red is great. Heading on our way to orange is even better. And I can't wait for yellow. So this is a great opportunity. And when I reflected back on it, I was like, okay, how did all of this come to fruition? One, it's because our citizens actually care to do the right thing, washing hands, wearing masks when necessary, and just really continuing to spend their money local, to invest still in their local downtown businesses, the businesses throughout the city. It's just absolutely fantastic to see this community come together. And then when I looked and saw the city's role in that, it just made my day even more. And we bore witness to extending. I did an executive order for planning and building entitlements for the building industry. We did an outside dining for restaurants immediately, as soon as all of these things switched back, to give businesses really an ounce to try to move forward, a little bit extra pressure to be able to find ways of getting around these circumstances that were being forced upon us by the state and COVID-19. The parklets, obviously, the outside other uses within the right-of-way. I mean, you go down the list of all the things that the city did as effectively and as immediately as humanly possible. I'm really proud of the city of Chico in working and collaborating with our local business community. Without doing that, we all sink. But because we were so, in a different type of synced up, it really worked out tremendously well for us. And so I'm just really proud of the entire city team, from Assistant City Manager Constantine, who was that primary point of contact for businesses throughout this. That was one of the areas that we focused on, one of the buckets. And then you have all of the development services team, from Brendan Ottoboni, Brendan Vieg, Tony Lindsay in the building department. You just go down the list of all of the folks here at the city that gave it their all to try to make sure that the businesses could stay afloat to the best way possible through these times. Outstanding. And I'm just proud of it. And I'm proud of our businesses for hanging in there. And I hope that the businesses will continue to do that. If there are other suggestions, ideas, we want to hear them, and we want to see if we can implement those too.
You know, one of the other people I want to give a shout out to was Sam. We did when we did the mask giveaway, and Sam's in charge of the meters, and that woman has a lot of power. She owns those bags, and so we became good friends with Sam because we blocked off the street when we did the mask and the the PPE giveaway. And what a great, I mean, just so responsive. The other morning I was coming in there they're doing the parklet down at the corner of 4th and Main. And I came in pretty early. It was like 7 in the morning. And Brendan Ottoboni's out there with, the city crew moving the big barriers, and he's kind of directing. They all have their hard hats on, and everybody, your team is just so invested in the city. And one of the things I have to say this again publicly, and I say it at every opportunity, that somebody accused the city of moving too quickly with the parklets. And it makes me laugh every time I say it, because whoever says government moves too quickly, but you were accused of moving so fast on those. But it's been
praise God for that. I want to hear that more often, because I want to be able to successfully do that more often, as the city team does as well. And one of the things that you mentioned, parking, I even failed to mention the fact that one of the initial things that we did right off the bat, the city council authorized us to be able to proceed in waiving all of those meters from having to be paid. That was huge, particularly for the downtown area. And one of the things that we've done to counterbalance that, because then we were approached by the DCBA saying, hey, look, you know what, now we need to start getting some commerce movement downtown. And so what can you do to help us? We need to institute some sort of a meter scenario where folks are having to pay for the meters. So what we did to find that balancing act is we went ahead and started to initiate enforcement on meters, but we left the parking lots open and free still. So what you have is you have this balancing act of keeping commerce going around the businesses on the streets. And then in the parking areas, people have the leisure of coming downtown, strolling around, going to our local businesses without having to pay for parking. It's a perfect balance during these times when we're still dealing with COVID. And it's one of those mutually beneficial scenarios that the city was able to come up with DCBA and the chamber. I mean, everything's just been working out as best as possible. It's not easy. None of us are getting through the waters without coming across alligators here and there, but it's been fantastic to work along with both of you. So, yeah.
So Chris, do you want to give us an update on what's happening downtown since we're at the red tier and inside dining is happening?
It is just so exciting. You know, in a nutshell, it means that if all retail's open with 50% capacity and indoor dining is allowed with some modifications. It's just an exciting time and people are so relieved and downtown is ready to welcome back our community in a safe manner. So we're just looking forward to what happens next and keep going down the tiers.
Well, you know, Chris, it seems like the energy downtown, I mean, it's like people are happy.
Oh, they're happy. They are so happy. Yes.
They are. And when you take a walk, when you walk down Main Street or you walk down Broadway 3rd, whatever,
right,
people are they're cheerful. I mean, you know, it's been so hard. I mean, you know, with the fires and the smoke and just so much, but to be able to come downtown, to go shopping, to go to a restaurant. Yeah. So are you seeing an increase in activity downtown?
We're seeing such an increase. I mean, and thank you, Mark and the city for working on the parking. I mean, it is truly working out well for everyone. The parklets are a huge success. As you know, several of the restaurants are pivoting and they're keeping up and they're going to keep their parklets open through the fall, which is so wonderful. And I know that, who is it? It's Christian Michael's, Duffy's, and Naked Lounge. They'll be having a parklet soon. And I think Crush is opening sometimes next week. So we are so excited to be starting to enjoy our local favorites.
Well, you know, I talked to Steve Vickery from Moms and from the Banner, and I complimented him on his planters and his tables, and I love those barrels, and their team they actually hired a kid that just graduated from high school to make their tables, a kid from Chico High who was a welder, but the barrels, what they're going to do is they're going to have heaters. They're making heaters with the barrels so that as you know, before it rains and as the weather gets cooler, they're still going to be able to offer outside dining because they'll have the heaters. So
such a great idea. That is wonderful news.
And I have to say, you know, if you're gonna, you know, I grew up at the beach, so I'm used to putting a jacket on to eat outside, and I think those of us that live in the Sacramento Valley are used to that. But maybe we're just gonna, you know, put our little puffer on and we're gonna go outside and eat outside under one of those heaters and continue to support our downtown businesses and really Chico overall with the businesses. And, you know, I had a phone call from somebody from the faith community a couple of days ago asking what could they do to support, you know, business in Chico. And this was in an email. I said, you know, we don't even need to talk. What you need to do is to tell your parishioners to spend money. If you have a job, spend money. Start your Christmas shopping and spend money. And she asked me about the big box stores. And I told her, you know, big box stores, they provide jobs, they provide benefits, and those employees live here and they spend their money here. And those big box stores are some of the largest sales tax generators for the city that pays Mark's rent, and which is our rent. So they're really an important part of our community, and they're very generous, you know, with the nonprofits in town. So we don't want to forget that. We don't want to forget what's happening out at the new Chico Marketplace. You know, they've got great stuff going on. H&M just opened, Home Goods is coming. So we just need to keep talking to people and telling them to spend money. If you've got a job, and to remember, maybe a couple days a week, couple nights a week, you do takeout, when maybe you're not used to doing that, or, but you just say, okay, you know what? I mean, my family, we have a family Zoom every Sunday, and everybody out from the whole West Coast, and everybody does takeout on Sunday nights, and we always swap. Well, where are you going tonight? So there's lots of good places, and if you feel so inclined, but all that to say, this will roll back if people don't continue to wear their masks, social distance, and wash your hands. And we just can't forget, just like Mark said, really looking forward to yellow. He's skipping over orange.
Right.
But,
and a flu shot. And a flu shot.
And a flu shot. Yeah, Chris and I already got our flu shots.
Got a flu shot.
Yeah, and they at the county press conference this morning, Danette York talked about the importance of the wearing a mask, social distancing, and get a flu shot. So she was very adamant about that. She mentioned that this morning at their press conference. So yay Butte County, yay City of Chico for doing the right stuff. And they're not on this call, but I do want to give a shout out to President Hutchinson and her team over at Chico State, and really, really coming down on the students. And I think maybe when they saw the numbers and realized what was happening, that they were a little more responsible, and isn't that evident in the numbers? So all I can say is, if anybody has any last words before we wrap up, Mark, you got anything you want to say?
No, Katie, just appreciate you bringing us together. I think it's an awesome opportunity to celebrate and also send that word of caution. I mean, we still need to be vigilant. We still need to do the right thing. And as hard as it is, if we get through this quicker than all the other areas, we benefit greatly by that. So no, I just appreciate you reaching out and having this opportunity to dialogue, and collaboration with the Chamber and the DCBA has always been fantastic. And I look forward to future successes down the road.
Great. How about you, Chris?
Yeah, see you downtown. Come and see us.
Come get your diamonds and rubies and emeralds. I love going to Kirk's.
Whatever you need, yeah, and then everyone downtown. We're here, open and ready. I'm
Awesome.
excited.
Terrific. So everybody, we will just tell you, sign off and say, wear a mask, be safe, take care, and we'll all talk soon.
Okay, take care.
Bye.
Bye.